Hey everyone, it's been a very long time, and well, the Games Den's back. And yeah, today we're going to discuss a very important topic, PlayStation VR, or just VR in general. Big deal this year, and well, I guess next year for South Africa at this point. But we've all had some time with the VR, and yeah, we're going to discuss our thoughts on that, and hopefully you've also had a chance to try it out at Rage, or elsewhere maybe. But yeah, Charlie, let's start with you. Give us your thoughts so far on what you played and what you think.
First up, yeah, it was quite an interesting experience. Definitely not what I expected.
What did you expect?
Better, worse?
I don't really know what I expected though, but he told me that by the time I would experience it that I would be sold.
Yeah.
I was on the fence a bit, and I am sold. I think it's great, but it was one or two things that I've found myself is a bit of an issue. And it tends to be the focus of it. I mean, you have to, on the PlayStation VR, you need to adjust the headset accordingly to get the right focus. And I battled a bit on the one playing Batman VR. I've battled a bit to get the focus going, but it's not the end of the world. Dawn of the Dead, no wait, what was it? Until Dawn, there we go.
Yeah.
Roller coasting, there the focus was much better. I just think the headset
Calibrated, yeah.
proper and those things. Yeah, and I mean that was quite pretty cool. I mean, dodging I can feel myself. You feel like such an idiot. You sit there, you dodge these blades coming at you, but it's great. The immersion is there, and yeah, I think that it's definitely living up to the hype.
So that Hardy Dice having a...
Yeah, we've got a bird going on here.
That Hardy Dice being attacked outside.
He's getting his own set of VR.
Enjoying a VR experience as you speak.
Yeah, Garth and yourself?
Well, at E3, the first thing I played was Valkyrie from the standalone.
That looks
Eve.
freaking cool, I must be honest. It looks really good.
I've been trying to tell people that VR is kind of like explaining to someone what a roller coaster would be like without getting on one yourself. You can explain a lot of things about a roller coaster,
Just chase it away.
and then you get on one and you feel yourself leaving your stomach behind as you go down a big dip, and you feel the wind in your face, and you can see that if something goes wrong, you're going to die now. I mean, that's just how my head works.
And so an Until Dawn is pretty much exactly that, because you're on a roller coaster.
And then you get into the spaceship, you look up and you can see the cockpit around you and the control dash.
You want
and
to
what have
touch it. You feel like
Yeah.
you literally just reach over and pull
Yeah,
it.
like I'm just going to grab on this and
Push some buttons.
Yeah.
And there's even games, there's one where you're in a tank and they put pedals on the floor for you.
Oh, that's cool.
And the first thing I did, because I always sit with my legs half crossed, first thing I did is I put my feet where the pedals have to be, because my brain's like, they are your pedals, you're going to use them now, because everything's so visual with how you consider reality. So like suddenly you in this world, you're like, oh, okay, I better sit up properly in my tank and look around.
I'm a real pilot.
I'm a real pilot now.
It can be a bit disorientating though, as you see these things and you want to go and you're like,
It's like,
but I can't touch it. It's and that also just screws your mind.
But I think those kind of things will improve over time. I mean, I think every generation, every several years, they're going to improve certain things.
Yeah.
You'll see new control mechanisms coming out. It's probably going to have stuff that'll go onto each finger, and it's going to happen.
The Oculus already has that for like the Star Trek thing. It has a control that sits around here. So you have a trigger and you have analog and some buttons.
Correct.
And then I was playing as Helm. So like in Star Trek, you punch in your destination and you punch the warp thing. And you actually have to look and see where it is.
You grab
it and then you go to warp, and that's really cool. And it works because like we know how analog works. We're used to having analog control under each thumb and a few buttons. And the trigger works because we're used to having the triggers under our index and middle fingers.
Yeah, so it all makes sense.
So I think we'll see other control schemes eventually coming to PSVR. I hope so, because that really works for I can see it, I want to touch it idea. And that's also kind of why the move really worked nicely for like Until Dawn Rush of Blood, because
It's
your guns.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You're aiming
you
at
got
the
triggers.
people.
Yeah.
But then it's also, I mean, we're so lazy from playing video games. I mean, and when you start, you're like, guns.
Yeah.
And then like a minute later, you're like, guns.
Shooting from the hip, man. It's like,
Well, look, I mean, the one that we tried actually had the DualShock 4 controller as the gun, and it worked.
Oh,
it actually worked. No, it was the DualShock 4 controller, and you got your triggers, and then R1 and L1 was to reload.
Yeah.
But it's fun. You just aim. It felt natural. It still works. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have a set of move controllers, and you plan to get it in your Until Dawn, and
Yeah.
you're going to be okay. It actually,
If you have move controllers, I think the game will probably be better.
Yeah,
in that
it's
sense.
pretty
But-
it's more immersive then. Yeah, it makes
but
sense.
it's not necessary.
Yeah. I mean, Dave, on your side?
Yeah, so I tried it at E3, and as did you, and we came back and told you about it.
Yeah.
I will admit that when we tried the ones at Rage, I don't think they were calibrated just right, and I think when they clean those things, they often don't do a good job, and they get smudges on the lens and stuff like
yes,
that.
yes.
When I did the shark cage diving experience, I had
Yes.
like this massive smudge, and obviously it's gonna
That
that's gonna ruin your experience.
Yeah.
But I mean the shark cage thing itself was phenomenal. And
That was from VR rules, I think. Huh?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, you basically go into this cage.
It's all
with
tech
shark.
demos.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's literally a tech demo. Once you've done it once, you probably won't do it again.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest problem with VR. Is I'm worried that most of the stuff that we have is just going to be a glorified tech demo, which is cool. But I want to see someone take the technology and really run with it and make it into a fully fleshed game. You know.
Well, here's the thing from our side, okay? I am still not convinced by VR, even after trying it. I think Until Dawn to me was better than the Batman demo.
Yes.
Batman,
That's
yes,
right.
was very immersive. For example, when he had to, at points he had to use his grappling hook, you have to actually go down and get it from his sort of hip,
Yeah.
take it out and then like grapple and do
Yes.
certain things and scan and the detective mode and all that, okay? But it's, you were standing up, so I mean, it's the first thing. I don't want to stand on sit and do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm lazy.
Now I understand why you were like grabbing at your pants during the demo.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
getting worried.
That was before the
Oh, you actually
Yeah, it's
you
like,
get the batarang and you have to go down here and look like, oh yeah.
Where's the battery?
Oh, I missed it. Oh, what did I pull out?
Oh wait, hang on, this is the batarang. So yeah, I tried that all in it. The Batman tech demo is just that. It's a tech demo.
yeah.
Very impressive, but I'm still failing to see how it's going to be made games.
Yeah.
I think in Garth's example, that makes sense. You know, you're out in space, it's good.
That's cool.
Until Dawn is the best thing I played because yes, again, it makes sense, but you are on rails.
Yeah.
You can't decide where you're going to go. It's up to wherever you go, you got to shoot.
And you think about how funny it is. We're all discussing an on rails game, and
Yeah.
like when people send us an on rails game, it's like
On rails?
Yeah.
2016, bro.
But I think that's the problem with it, is because the control schemes doesn't work with it yet. At this stage, most of the VR stuff we're going to get is going to be on rails.
Yeah.
I think the only other place where it will work is with races.
I was
and
about to
with,
mention
racing games.
And unfortunately,
and
you
also-
didn't have Drive Club there because if that was there, it would have been a done deal
That's
for
a
me.
match made in
did they
heaven.
have that horror game at Rage? That
That Resident Evil,
Seven.
but I don't try that.
not the kitchen demo, that Until the Sleep or something. I'll double check the name, but there was this horror demo I played at E3 where you hold down forward on like normal, but you walk where you're looking, and where you look is where you shine your torch.
Yes.
And then you go down into a sewer.
So that's quite cool.
And to help you turn around instead of feeling like a truck, holding left and doing this.
Yes.
And like going slow circle.
Yeah.
You could tap left and right on the D-pad, and it would blank the screen for like half a second, turn you a few degrees, so you could turn around quickly. And that, because you're first person now, you're in this horror place, and you have to look where you're walking, and like what's that? And you start walking towards it, because that's what a normal person would do. You're like, what is that object over there? You're not like, in video games it teaches you just look, and you're like, oh, it's a thing, and you carry on. This, because you're busy looking at it, you actually walk up to it, and you want to look at it. And that really worked with the horror aspect, that it took you a bit of time to turn around. Just like in real life, it's not like spinning a 360, you know?
Yeah.
And something that's actually from behind, and you turn around and now you start walking backwards,
Yeah.
because that's what you would do in real life. You wouldn't turn your back on the thing that just attacked you. You'd like watch or try to defend yourself in some way. And that really worked. That was like the closest thing I felt to like a proper fully fledged game instead of just an on-rails experience or a tech demo.
I think it's going to improve over time. I mean, this is the entry level for them right now.
Yeah.
They're trying to get it all working.
The technology is impressive. It just needs to.
Yeah, it needs to evolve, and it will. As long as evolve is not.
Whatever the VR trials,
Yeah, but guys, let us know. What did you think of VR if you went your age? And then we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.